nutritional snack. Today, we come together to celebrate an extraordinary woman, a supportive, loving, and beautiful woman, Gloria D'Andrea, my dear grandmother. Grandma, it is very hard to talk about you in the past because you were so present in all of our lives. One of her greatest gifts was her intuition, the way she instinctively knew how to show each of us the love we needed in the way we needed it to help us become our best. She was the source of information for the family. Even when there wasn't always time to keep in touch with everyone, I was always up to date through Grandma. Once you got her talking, there were no secrets left. Grandma loved her family deeply, especially her grandchildren, and took care of us all when we were young. As a child, I remember how excited I was every morning on the way to her house to get to spend another day hanging out with Grandma and Grandpa, teaching us games like Chinese checkers and a domino pet game that no one ever knew the name of, or tearing up little pieces of paper on her floor, which I'm sure were promptly vacuumed up. I loved when we all came together at her home, whether it was for one of her delicious roasts on family dinner night, or for the large Christmas Eve celebrations she hosted. We always had the very best time. That same love continued as we grew into adults. Even when I got that dog bite during a cousin's sleepover night at her house, or got car sick on the ride home from the casino for her birthday, it was always worth it, because it meant being blessed with another day spent with her. As the only granddaughter in the family, I am so lucky for the special bond that we have. I could always count on her to keep me company during my long commutes to work or late drives home after a night out. She would always check in on me after every plane flight and even sent me handwritten letters once I moved to Florida. We would always have something interesting to talk about, like friendship, my career and life goals, what's going on in the news, the current weather in every city that any of us lived in, to skincare secrets and giggling as we gossiped about boys. Her joy had a way of spreading to everyone around her just through the way she smiled. I loved making our holiday wreaths together and hearing about how you're still finding glitter on your kitchen floor. Well, Grandma, I am now convinced that wasn't from our crafts. It was from the way you sparkled. She was always willing to have fun and be silly with me, especially when we made our TikTok videos together. And it brought me so much joy hearing her tell me about how much everyone would rave about them at her doctor appointments. I'm sure the doctors will have a difficult time finding a new favorite patient like her. I was always so inspired by her in the way she could recover from anything. After her recent long stay in the hospital this summer, I was so proud of how she transitioned back to living on her own. While staying with her at her house, our sleepovers together, I could not have been prouder of her as we got her back to her nighttime and morning routines. Tucking her in for bed and kissing her goodnight as I turned off the lights to exit the room, leaving her to say her prayers and special unique blessing for each and every member of our family. She never lost her energy, optimism, or zest for life. She maintained her buoyant spirit until the end. The nights I spent with her this past month, especially her final night here, holding her hand as she whispered, "I love you" to me, were a privilege. It gave me the chance to offer her the same peace and comfort of not being alone that she had always given me throughout my life. It was as if I had been transported back to my childhood when we spent such an enormous amount of time together. Those days with her are something I will forever treasure. Every year on her birthday, as she blew out her candles and made her wish, she would always say, "I'm happy with what I got. I don't wish for anything but the health of all my kids." The choices life forever, and Grandma chose to love her family fiercely. And with that love, spent her final days with all of her family by her side. Shortly after she took her last breath, my aunt stood by her bedside and graciously thanked her for being such a great sister, sharing how they never argued and how she always found a way to show her love and support. What better way to honor Flora's life than to always make the effort to see past our differences in search of common ground, and to always give each other love and support, just as she always gave to us. Grandma, life without you will be difficult, but the love you shared with us over the years gives us the strength to carry on. I would think of you every time I see Ninja Warrior on TV, every time I put on my Pond's face cream or beat someone at Connect 4, every time I sneak a dessert or when I just need to smile, I know you'll be there. The memories and laughs you gave us are truly timeless. Your love and friendship remain in our hearts. Today, we honor the life of a woman I am so proud to be able to call my grandmother, whose beauty, both inside and out, will never be extinguished from our minds. May God bless Gloria DeAndrea and this group of people here who she loves so well. I love you, Grandma. May you rest in peace.